Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, we are going to be doing a reading and energy update for our beautiful collective here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you would like to receive a more specific message from the reading, I do recommend liking the video and subscribing to the channel, as these are forms of energetic transference that do allow me to pick up more easily on your energy and channel more specifically for you and your situation. Okay, so I've got my coffee here. Hopefully you have some coffee or tea or some other comforting beverage to sip on during the reading. And I'm going to start today by shuffling the energy oracle cards. Now, as I always say, please keep in mind that I do channel many different people, things, messages, and energies throughout these readings. So only take the messages that connect with you and align for you in an intuitive way. One thing I do want to discuss here at the beginning of the reading is the concept of shifting timelines and how when you shift timelines, you can actually temporarily experience some symptoms that can be labeled as negative. This is because when you shift timelines very quickly, your entire energy body has to go through a kind of readjustment period. So temporarily, when you shift onto a higher timeline or go through some kind of massive emotional healing, energy healing, up-leveling experience, you might temporarily feel a little bit out of sorts, a little out of place. You can feel increased emotionality. So this can feel like emotions we might label as negative or just feeling heightened emotions in general. And this is all completely normal. This, in a sense, is sort of like a massive release of old energy to allow you to fully align with the frequency of that new timeline. So I don't know who I'm speaking to here, but I feel for someone listening, you've been going through this massive up-leveling, or maybe you've been specifically using certain tools to manifest in your life, and you've begun to experience some temporarily kind of negative signs or sensations that you can't quite understand. Know that, again, this is temporary, but it's also very normal. It's sort of like how when you're going through some kind of a cleanse, you might release toxins in the physical body that can cause what some people call a 𝙎𝙤𝙪 reaction, where temporarily you can feel physically worse during a cleanse and then suddenly feel tons better. This can happen energetically as well. When we are processing out and releasing old energy to up-level really quickly, we can actually temporarily re-experience that old energy through it being released in the stratosphere of our own aura, our own energetic field, so to speak. Okay, so I feel that was really a bit of a side message for someone, but if that is for you, I want to talk about what you're releasing, but also where you're headed, because I feel both of these are really important to touch on here. So let's start with what you are releasing. So what are you energetically releasing? Wow, some karmic contracts. This might be multiple contracts. This might just be one very specific contract. And I feel that whether it's one specific karmic contract or several, these karmic energies seem to be carrying a lot of heaviness. And I'm hearing that you've carried that heaviness unconsciously, even through times where on the surface you've felt happy or felt good on a surface level. For a while now, there's been this heaviness deep within you, this sense that you are carrying some kind of a weight. And the divine is almost saying here, it's time to let go of that heavy energy deep within yourself. It's time to no longer feel the need to carry everything for others. Specifically, you might be releasing certain karmic programming around feeling the need to bear the burden of others, to always be the caretaker, to always be the one taking care of others, or carrying the weight of unhealed trauma of others. Because what I'm getting is, you yourself have been doing the healing work. You've been on this journey. You've been becoming deeply self-aware, and you've really raised your frequency to a high level. But something that has been weighing you down is this sense of over responsibility for the unhealed traumas of others, feeling as though it's your job to carry for someone else what they will not heal. And that is just not the case. It's not your job to carry for someone else what they aren't willing to heal within themselves. So I'm getting that is something being released. And you are most likely feeling or re-experiencing a lot of that heavy energy through its release. I'm getting that you might be getting this sudden urge to cry. You might just be feeling sad or feeling grief or getting flashbacks to certain memories with certain people out of nowhere. This can all be a sign that you are actually deeply releasing that need to be responsible for others. And in doing so, you are freeing yourself to greater harmony and happiness in relationship. Because with the happy family card, truthfully, you've been ready for a while to manifest more loving, caring, supportive connections in your life. You've healed to become the person that is prepared to receive those kinds of connections. However, it almost feels as though your energetic space has been a bit cluttered with these past, outdated, heavy energies, which again, I really feel related to obligation or over responsibility for others, specifically people from your past. And so releasing that sense of responsibility or obligation is going to free you to allowing yourself to experience harmony, deep supportive connections. So that really begins to answer the question of what you're shifting into. Part of what you're shifting into here are these connections that are deeply supportive for you. Connections that bring a lot of peace and harmony into your life, because from a law of attraction perspective, really they are connecting with you in that space of peace and harmony that you have cultivated within yourself. I also have the unconditional love card, the angel of love, and I'm hearing, allow yourself to be soft. Because what I'm getting is, I might be picking up on someone here who felt from a young age that they had to approach the world with a really tough exterior. You may have kind of put on this harsher exterior for the purpose of surviving in the world. Now, when I say harsh, I don't necessarily mean unloving or anything like that. But what I do mean with this word harsh is that you may have had very much a pushing kind of energy as opposed to a receptive energy. You may have felt as though you had to kind of push or force things into place that you weren't simply worthy of just receiving because of who you are and the kind of energy that you emanate. And so you are coming deeply back into that sense of worthiness within yourself. And in doing so, You are attracting a physical reality that is equally unconditionally loving. You might find the affirmation helpful, I live in an unconditionally loving universe. You may feel guided to repeat that to yourself whenever you find yourself slipping back into any old patterns of fear or anxiety, to just reaffirm to yourself that I am a being of unconditional love and I live in an unconditionally loving universe. That could be really powerful for someone here listening. But I want to know more about this timeline you're shifting into. Okay, so romantically speaking, with door to romance reversed, certain romantic doors have felt closed to you recently or in the past. And I'm getting that there's been a feeling of restlessness associated with this as well. Almost this sense of being on the brink of some really powerful things, but not being entirely sure how or when those things are going to come into your life fully or in a more manifested way. I'm also getting the words false starts. So maybe someone I'm speaking to here had many false starts in love, either with one specific person or with multiple different people, where you really began to believe that things were going somewhere and then things would suddenly go cold or feel cut off. And I'm getting that if this was the case, it's because energetically and spiritually, you are connecting with a very open, awakened energy. Now, if you consider yourself to more so be the divine feminine here, then this appears to be a masculine energy that's very calm, stable, gentle, open, spiritually aware as well, with the man holding a coin card. Now, do keep in mind, we all do have a balance internally of both the divine feminine and divine masculine. So always use your intuition to determine how to apply these messages, because sometimes this could relate to your internal masculine or feminine or to some external person or situation. So clearly this timeline that you have shifted onto, that you are now adjusting to and processing out these old energies, this involves a powerful love connection that you've been holding space for. Now, this might be the healing or harmonization of a person from your past. This might be someone completely new. But regardless, I want to know more about this man holding a coin, this very open, awakened, healed kind of energy. Okay, so we have the hostilities card. We have the Angel of Balance card reversed and the cornucopia. Okay. So there's some energy of past conflict here that may have been leaving you feeling unbalanced, but it's all been leading to this very powerful manifestation in love here that was happening in a sort of divine ordering. So what I'm getting is that you may have experienced some kind of conflict in your love or romantic life where you may have wondered if there was something you could do differently to make things work with certain people from your past. Maybe you suddenly felt like there was conflict in some of those connections or in one specific connection, or it just seemed to bring a lot of chaos in your life or leave you very ungrounded. This may also represent someone who may have internally fought the ending of a certain connection, who may have tried to continue connecting with or pushing something into place with someone who seemed to be disconnecting from them or leaving their life. And this may have left you very unbalanced, but this won't be for everyone, so only take that if it connects. But interestingly, all of this energy of conflict and imbalance, that whole time, what you weren't able to see was this powerful manifestation on the horizon. But it's like you had to get through that energy of conflict and imbalance to get to the manifestation. Now, of course, this could be on the masculine's end here. Maybe they themselves went through a time of conflict and imbalance to get to this manifestation. I will say with the thinking man reverse that your presence or connecting with you seems to soften this person's ego. It seems to get them out of their mind and drop them into their heart. Whether this is someone that you've only been connecting with in consciousness, meaning your souls are connected, but maybe you've not yet met physically in this lifetime, or maybe this is someone that you've met and you've been talking to or connecting with, or someone from your past, but you really drop this person into their heart space. And what I'm getting is this is someone who has had their heart blocked for a really long time, with woman holding a heart reversed and the fourth chakra in the reverse position. I feel that this is a masculine who doesn't give their heart away easily, who tends to be a bit closed off in the heart space. They might typically be slow to express feelings. I'm getting this as someone who doesn't feel like they're very good at flirting or at being romantic, being a smooth talker, because it's just not really their nature. This is someone who, I don't want to say they're awkward in love situations, but it almost does feel that way, that typically dropping into their heart brings out this kind of awkwardness for them. But with you, they've been surprised at how those feelings flow so easily and feel so clear and obvious to them internally, even though I feel in many cases they've not necessarily expressed those feelings externally yet. They may not even fully realize that they've not expressed them, because from their perspective, they're feeling for you so clearly and deeply that they feel like it's just written all over their face or just very obvious somehow to you, even if you are looking at this situation thinking, well, they've not verbally expressed anything yet, if that makes sense. The color green is coming up here. This also could be a green crystal or stone of some kind. Green can also symbolize summertime, growth, a really happy, thriving time. And I feel that that's the kind of energy that this person senses when they're connected to you consciously. They feel this warmth, this excitement, this kind of heightened energy whenever they connect with you. This is something also that seems to be really hard for them to even put into words here. It's this truly mystical experience. They are experiencing you and your energy in a really mystical way, but a way that is impossible to miss. So what else can I channel about this masculine or about this connection? Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands in the reverse position. So there's something about losing momentum or bad timing, coming back from travel. Maybe this is a person that you've always been spiritually connected to. Maybe they've even kind of been on the fringes or the outskirts of your life, but there's been this sense that the timing just wasn't right in the past. For some reason, I'm also getting the High Priestess reversed here. And the Queen of Cups. It's interesting because typically you come up as the High Priestess upright, especially as a divine feminine. Your core energy tends to resonate with High Priestess energy in the sense that you are someone who's deeply spiritually connected, deeply intuitive. So I'm curious why this card is coming out in reverse. And I am going to look into this. This might be a past feminine that this masculine connected with who was very out of touch with her own intuition. There's something about dreams and the subconscious mind and spirituality coming out here. So this is a masculine, again, if this is a masculine energy and you are the divine feminine here, this is someone who feels caught in this dream space when it comes to this very mystical place. Because the moon is sitting on the heart space, it's almost like part of them can't decide whether these feelings are real and legitimate and tangible, or whether they are some kind of fantasy or daydream, but that's also really drawing them in. This is because the reason, I should say, that they're wondering whether this is just fantasy or daydream is because they've never experienced an energy like yours. And the way your energy is touching them and interacting with them is putting them into that kind of liminal subconscious space. It's connecting them more to their inner spiritual self. It's something that seems to stick with them, to stimulate their creativity, to inspire them on this deep level. And that's exactly why they're kind of uncertain about it, because this is like nothing they've ever touched or experienced energetically before. So if this person is moving somewhat slowly, it may be because your energy is like a phenomenon to them. It's almost something that they're still trying to get a handle on, that they're still trying to understand and get comfortable with, because it's just so different from anything that they've ever experienced. But I also see very positive feelings flowing towards you with the Ace of Wands. This is about new beginnings, new passion, starting something new. They definitely feel some kind of very powerful spark here. But with the Temperance card, this may take some time physically to fully manifest or come together. So there is really a powerful message here about staying grounded in your own energy and allowing this to unfold naturally, which of course has been a major theme in many recent reading videos. So with that being said, I really want to pull through some personal messages here as well. Now, if you are wanting more information about the masculine who's been coming through this reading and this connection generally, we will be channeling more about that in the extended version of the reading on Patreon. So we will be diving deeper into their thoughts and feelings, who or what that High Priestess reversed energy might be, and how potentially this situation could move forward into the future. So the link to the Patreon reading with all of those additional details is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But now I really want to connect in with the guides of the Divine Feminine. This could be your spirit guides, your higher self, whatever cosmic forces you personally connect with. You're already doing it. Something you want is already here, but you might not be fully allowing yourself to see it or embrace it yet. Interesting. So for someone listening, there might be something you've been asking for or wanting to manifest that's recently materialized into your physical reality. This might be something that's come into your life recently that's pretty new, so you're a little bit unsure about it. This also could be an idea that you've gotten that you're not totally sure about. It's something that's come into your reality that feels exciting for you, that's pulling you in a really strong way. And it's actually something that contains within it the fulfillment of so many things that you've been desiring and asking for. But there is this little voice of doubt here, almost saying, can I trust this? Can I move forward with this? And so for someone, this might be a sign of confirmation to allow yourself to follow those feelings of passion and pull, because what you desire is already here. Allow yourself to move with it, to act on it, and to not allow the mind to stifle it. Okay, so what else can I channel? I saw something about someone's mother or grandmother. Especially if you're a Divine Feminine, this could be speaking to the fact that there's been certain generational curses, so to speak, which are really just limiting belief systems passed down through family lines. But there's something of that nature that maybe you've been called to heal through you taking action on some goal, dream, or desire. Yeah, and right as I said that, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So as you take action in this passionate, inspired direction, you are aligning with that Wheel of Fortune energy, with that very lucky energy of positive alignments, of abundance. We also have the Sun card as well. So this is about connecting with awakened masculine energy. Now I'm picking up that spiritually, your energy, your divine feminine energy has been touching and connecting with and activating many divine masculines globally. Now, you might be doing this simply through sharing something through your work, through a business, through your art, your music, an expression of yourself. This also could be just happening in the quantum invisible realm. So this might not be anything you're physically doing, just a way that your energy is felt and processed and responded to by divine masculines around the world who are awakened and inspired by your essence and activated to their own highest path and highest potential, even in ways that you might not be fully aware of. For some of you, this might relate to a specific masculine in your life that you are connecting with or awakening, or multiple, which by the way could be friends, family members, coworkers, platonic situations. This isn't limited to romantic connections, although of course that could be relevant for you as well. There's something in general coming up about sunshine and allowing yourself to maybe be out in the sun or to get more sunlight, because the sun can be very spiritually and energetically activating for us as well. Okay, we're getting the 8 of Pentacles in the upright position. So what I'm getting is you've been dedicated to something for a while that's beginning to or soon will be bringing tangible results and rewards in the physical world. Now, this might be you being dedicated to your own healing. This could be you being dedicated to some kind of energy that you're embodying, something that you're trying to manifest, some kind of endeavor in your life. But what's interesting is we got the number 2626 connected to this, and that number stands for finding balance and trusting yourself, trusting your gut, following your passion. Be brave and stay true to yourself. So as you do that, as you embody those themes, you are going to be seeing major rewards from something that you've been sustaining a focus on for a while. And there is something about allowing sustained focus, meaning not allowing your passion to become diluted by fear so that you're kind of wavering back and forth energetically, but really allowing yourself to focus on that feeling of creativity and passion in a consistent way until you start seeing those results. Because I'm getting this powerful message that as you have the courage to kind of keep moving in that true north direction, following your passion, being brave, you are going to be seeing things coming to fruition here. But I'm getting it's going to be a gradual process at first, and then it's going to exponentially pick up momentum. So at first, these might be small signs, small indications, small seeming manifestations, but don't discount the small signs in the beginning, because that small energy is going to lead to bigger and bigger energies and corresponding manifestations. Now, as we've been channeling all of this, we have the Emperor here as well. So this, of course, could be a way in which you are developing a sense of power or status in the physical world or in the spiritual realm, depending on how this resonates. But this also could be you internally really having healed your internal masculine energy. And if you are dealing with particular love or romantic relationships and you've been manifesting an awakened, healed, emperor-like masculine into your life in a consistent way, I see this being that manifestation coming in a way that's very grounded, stable, harmonious, and supportive, because this is sitting on the root chakra. So if it is relating in that way, what you need to know is this love energy coming into your life or manifesting is someone who's going to be very grounding and stabilizing to you. Their presence is going to feel grounding. It's going to feel very peaceful for you. And they seem to effortlessly align with and fit into this beautiful life that you're creating around yourself. So this isn't someone who's going to be resistant to or counter to any of your soul expressions, anything that you are expressing or creating in this world. On the contrary, they're very much going to align, support, and fit into that grander picture of your life, that highest ideal of your expression in life. And that's a major way that you're going to recognize this so-called emperor as well. So in the extended version of the reading on Patreon, we will be channeling who or what else might be connected to your energy at this time, as well as any further messages you might need to know. So if you are feeling guided to join our beautiful Patreon soul tribe and listen to the extended reading, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. For now, I am going to close the reading with one final Rumi oracle card, and this card is Whirling Goddess. Lose your head. Not a single thread that has a head can go through the eye of a needle. Rumi. You are ready, you see, sweet soul dancer. You are ready to live beyond what you know. To have it not matter if you don't understand how life can work itself out, or how it could be that someone so normal and ordinary as you and I could also be magnificent, wild, and divine. The need for answers and plans, assurances and explanations is passing out of your world now. You are to let go of any stigma around not knowing. Know nothing and dance, sweet soul, for all will unveil itself to you in perfect harmony and timing. Your heart shall create the steps in response to the music of the spheres, happening now, alive and spontaneous and free. So that feels like a perfect place to close today's reading. If you do feel a resonance with my energy, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at Magnetize Yourself, where I post more energy updates, inspiration, and information. Of course, if you do want to head over with me now to Patreon, where I will be continuing this reading, the link to do so is in the pinned comment and description box underneath the video. Otherwise, I am sending you all huge amounts of love and light energy. Have a wonderful remainder of your day and weekend, and I will connect with you here again in Monday's reading.